morning, everybody. It's Kelly from Loch Briar Knits coming to you from it was rainy earlier, but it's kind of cloudy, cold, hence the sweater, even though it's May 1st, 2021. And I am coming to you from Nova Scotia, Canada. Welcome to all the new viewers that we've picked up over the last couple of weeks. Thanks for checking us out. And a very warm welcome back to all of the returning viewers. So I am drinking my second cup of coffee today because it's actually still fairly early compared to when I normally podcast. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little. There we go. This gorgeous mug, I don't know if I've shown this one before. It's fairly new. This is from my little shop, Canada, on Etsy. She has beautiful pottery. Beautiful. So I'll put her link down below if you guys want to nab some for yourself. I have a new one coming. So that'll be my fourth. I think it's my fourth. And well, fifth if you count the gift that I got for my sister for Christmas. And I actually got her one in this order, but she doesn't know. I just said I had a surprise coming for her. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. I actually have you know what I did? I totally forgot to bring down all my whips. Okay, hang on. Okay. Oh, this is what I get for rushing. My husband had to go out to the schooner house. So he's going to be gone for about an hour and a half. So this is a good time for me to get podcasting. And I just totally still have that rogue strip of hair that wants to go this way instead of this way. So we are in total lockdown here in Nova Scotia because we're getting hit hard with the third wave. So I'm working from home again, still going into the office 2 days a week, but I'm the only one there. So I really like it that way. I wonder if I could talk everybody into working from home all of the days going forward. And then I could just have the office to myself. It's awesome. I get so much more work done. But actually, I'm not going to set my coffee down because I really feel like I still need that second coffee. So all of our shops, our malls, gyms, spa, like all that stuff completely shut down. Restaurants are closed for in-house eating. The shops, you can do, door pickup, I guess, is what they call it. And you can get delivery for the food, and you can do kind of door pickup, but it has to be done safely. Everybody's going to be masked up, blah, 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 blah. So that's in place until I think at this point the 12th, but I think it's going to get extended. Point being, we're in a major lockdown, and what I apparently do when we go into full lockdown is I buy all the yarn. So we have some acquisitions that have accumulated over the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to show you that. I'll leave it to the end in case people don't like that part. I happen to love seeing what people are buying because it gives me ideas. Also, I don't feel so bad about all the yarn I've bought. But I'll save that for the end and kind of show you them. But in the meantime, we have a finished object, which is my Felici socks. Cloudy with a chance of rainbow, I think it is. Rainbow with a chance of cloud. No, cloudy with a chance of rainbow, I think it is. So these are the Felici sock yarn from Knit Picks. So if you watched the last episode, you'll know, see if I can get it up here. I tried to start it in the same spot so that, because the red on the first sock wasn't a full stripe, but it had less yarn on it than I had thought it would. So I made a shorter ribbing here to try to adjust so it would kind of match all the way down, which really wasn't necessary, but I just figured what the hell, right? So it did match. It did fix, like, they're pretty much, I'd say they're pretty much bang on for the most part until I kind of got down to the toe, and I think the second sock has a little more orange toe than, wait, which is the second? Yeah, the second sock has a little more orange toe than the first sock. Whatever. But I don't think anyone's going to notice. So there we are, finished sock. And it is really warm in this room with these, because I had to put the studio lights on because it's so crappy outside and the light's usually crappy down here anyway. So I'm going to go turn these down. Okay, so that was my one finished object. So if you watched last episode, I said I was going to have both sleeves done on the sweater that I was knitting, and then I laughed and said, ha ha, I probably just jinxed myself. Yep. So, and the reason that I jinxed myself was that I think when we go, well, actually there's two reasons. Now, I did work on it, and I did make progress. So what happened was, try to get my stuff, which is the front, I think it says, there we go. So I did get a good portion of the sleeve done. And so what I realized as when I got to this point was I should go and check the sleeve of like this sweater or the Pebble Cove or Pebble Bay sweater I'd done as part of the Knit a Sweater in 2 Weeks, Cal. Because that length and this length is pretty much bang on to where I like my sweaters. Like if I were to pull it down, it's sort of, you can't see it when I do that, it's sort of just past the wrist. So I wanted to measure that to make sure I was making this the same length. But that would require going upstairs and remembering to do that, which I kept forgetting to do. So when I was knitting in the morning, rather than actually walk up the stairs and wake my husband up, who was still sleeping because it's early in the morning, and measure it, I just knit something else. And then when we went into lockdown, I just wanted simple, which, I mean, honestly, a sleeve is pretty simple. It's just like knitting in the round and with occasional decrease. So I really can't even use that for an excuse. But it was literally sheer laziness of just not going upstairs and measuring it. So I'm going to do that today. I am going to do that today. So, but of course, I didn't do it, and so I didn't finish the sleeve, and I didn't finish the first sleeve, so I didn't start the second sleeve. So here we are. I did jinx myself by saying I'd have it all done. So that's where we are, and this is the, sorry, I didn't really give much information on this other than my lack of, my lack in ability to go upstairs. This is the Stowaway Chevron sweater by Marie Green of Olive Knits. So this is from her book, Knit a Sweater in 2 Weeks, which honestly you could do. This was a pretty fast knit, and it's on worsted weight yarn. And I did not do the chevron detailing up the side because I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted a kind of straight up simple sweater because that's just where my head's been lately. So that is knit out of Wool of the Andes in the Amber Heather colorway, which is, this is what's left of the ball. So that's what's left. I still have 3 more of those, so I'm fine. I'm fine in having enough yarn. Unlike my next project. So for my next project, if you watched last week's episode, no, last 2 weeks, the last episode, which this is episode 98 or 99. I forget, one of those. This is my half and half wrap. So if you watched the last episode, you realized at about the same time I realized that the ball of yarn I was using was a different dye lot from all of the other ones I had used to date. So it made a sort of very kind of noticeable, but not egregiously noticeable difference in colors. Let's see if I can hold this up. Actually, I'll do it this way a little bit so you can. So you, it actually looks much brighter on camera than it does in real life. But as you can see, it was significantly different. And I swear to God, it was the same yarn, but it was a way different dye lot. Now, that being said, and I'm actually trying to do this without knocking these off, so hang on. All right, so I'm almost done. So I've got this much left. So if you, it's a free pattern from Purl Soho, the half and a half wrap. And basically what you do is you cast on 260 stitches, and it's a free pattern, so I don't feel like I'm giving anything away here. And then you knit across, and then you, I'm trying to remember, you might do like knit 2 rows, and then on your 3rd row, I stopped 2 from the end and did like a German short row and then knit back. So every 2nd row, you're doing like a German short row, and you can do a wrap and turn. I think that's what they call for in the pattern, but I prefer the German short row method because it's so much easier. And then, so this part here gets longer and longer, and this part here gets shorter and shorter. And that's kind of what forms the triangle. But, oops. Tangled around my foot. So what you can kind of see, I think, yeah, so you can see where this sort of stripes, and I gotta say, I actually kind of like it. So I'm not too fussed about it. But you can kind of see where, I think I've got this in frame, it kind of swoops. So it's not like so much straight across as it is sort of on an angle. And I have this much left to go where I have to knit a row and then decrease by 1, then knit back, then knit a row. So I still have, even though it doesn't look like that much in a sense, I still have a fair bit left to go. But here's the problem. This is all the yarn I have left. And I thought I might have a couple extra balls, I don't. This is it. And I tried to find something that might work. And the closest I could come was this, which is actually more of a, I think this might be, I think this is Illimani. But it's more of a brown gray. So if you were to hold that up against this, like, I think you can see the difference. I think you can. I don't have my glasses on. So I cannot. Yeah, you can definitely see it's more brown. So I thought, I don't think that's gonna work. And I had, like, I do have some gray, but it's like light fingering, and this one had more of a, like a thicker, it was still fingering weight, but it was like a thicker fingering weight. It wasn't a light fingering weight. It was like classic fingering weight. So I thought, okay, and it was, I'm pretty sure I didn't have any of the ball bands, which is why I had no idea how much meterage I had, but I knew it was fingering weight and they were 50-gram balls. But so I should have technically had enough, but I don't think that's gonna be enough to finish it. So I thought, okay, there's two ways to go. I can kind of try to match it with a gray that I have, which doesn't appear as if it's going to work because I really don't have a gray that's in the same kind of just gray family. I've got like the brownish gray, and then I do have a light fingering weight, but it's too thin. And I think this, from the feel of it, is probably a cashmere base. So my alternative is, I have two alternatives. This requires a cup of coffee. I drink a coffee. So I can either start the red early, which I really didn't want to do, or I can go like bold so it looks intentional. So, and I have two of these, which are, I don't know what they're from, to be honest. I think they might be from a hat, but they have a bit, they're not cashmere, but they do have a bit more of a gush to it than like a light fingering 75-25 would have. And I thought, since we kind of already have this here, I could maybe throw in like a bold stripe at the end. And then start the red at the half mark. And I know I have enough of the red. I probably have like a little too much of the red. But I don't want to start the red before its own half, just in case I'm overestimating how much red I have. I'm looking at my sweater here and I feel like, I always feel like I have the sweater on backwards because this is my, I'm going to try switching it around. Let's see. I had a tag on it. No, okay, yeah, it was definitely the front. Okay. I have a tank top on underneath. I'm not, so I won't flash anybody. But I think it's just, I find it has a tendency to kind of like gap a little there for, or, you know, whatever you call it. Segue. So I think, so then the question is, do I start it now? Or do I go as far as I can go with this? just in the off chance this will be enough, and then toss whatever I need at the end in. So I think, see, part of me is like, I think you should just start now. So you have, if you're going to have a bold stripe, it's going to be a good enough size. But on the other hand, if I look where I started with this current ball, I started here. So I'm only this far into it. And the last ball got me like this much. So maybe I will have enough. And I'm just being like paranoid. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to knit with this until it's gone. And then if I have to, I might just throw in one of these, or I may go with this, depending. This, like, feel-wise is more like this. This is a little more rustic. So I think this is 100% wool. I'm trying to remember what I knit with it, but for the life of me, I can't remember. Oh, this would be, actually, I think this might be the Erica Knight that I put in my Super Simple Summer Sweater, the first one. So, and if I do use this one, even though it's like a brown gray, not a gray, it's still sort of light and muted, where the red is going to be bold. So maybe that makes more sense. Okay, now I'm changing my mind. I think I might go with this one. I'll leave them all in the bag. Tune in next episode. So yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're at. That's my half and half wrap, people. The adventure continues. Please stay tuned for further developments. So yeah, that's that. So the other thing I did, I was watching Amanda's on who has the podcast Sweet Skein of Mine, and that's also her hand-dyed yarn shop. She's from New Brunswick, and she did on her last episode, she's a total enabler. She had cast on this sock pattern, and it's the super glasses again, Kelly. No, loose sock pattern. So it's basically, it's a paid for pattern by Sheena McNeely of Casual Fashion Queen. So I will, and these are the loose socks. So I will put the name of the pattern down below. And this is, it's not printed in color, but I think this gives you an idea. It's like super slouchy. And now she uses, I think, one skein. She used 2 skeins of Rustic Sock in Pink Moon by Casual Fashion Queen. So she must dye yarn as well. And her sock, she said, was a size medium for 8 US shoe size. And she used about 80 grams of, so I don't think I'm going to make mine quite this long. Also, I have small feet. I'm a size like 5.5. So I'm probably going to, and my sock yarn I'm using my September Morn colorway in my Gush base, which is my 80% merino, 20% cashmere. Nope. Yeah, no. 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. I think that's right. So this is September Morn. That's one of my fall colorways. And what was it? Oh, she has child and then small adult, medium adult, large adult. So I'm doing the small adult. Oops. And I'm knitting these on my Addy lace. I wanted to do them in the circular needle because that's how she writes the pattern for, although it's a sock, you can do it however. But I started these, I thought I had started these on 2.5 millimeter and I put them on 2.25 millimeter, but I had ordered a 9-inch circular because I didn't have it in 2.5. So I ordered that and it came, and then I went to switch it over and realized that this was in 2.25, which actually made enough of a difference that it would be noticeable if I switched over. So I was kind of like, oh, should I like just turf what I've got here and start over again? But I didn't really want to do that. So I was like, nah, I'll keep going. But I do want to make a pair for my sister. And I thought what I would do, I like to make stuff for my sister because she's really knit worthy and she always appreciates it, is to go back. Remember the few episodes back, I had planned on using this for my husband, but it just looked a little too pretty for him. I didn't think he'd appreciate it, but I thought it would look really good on my sister. So I thought I could switch and make her a slouchy pair out of each one of these. It just won't be as long as the pattern, which is fine, I think. And my sister's a size 7.5, I think. So I'll make a size up and then I'll just make it as long as I can. So it won't be as slouchy, but it'll still be slouchy. Yeah, so that's out of Loch Briar, my Loch Briar Knits yarn from my shop. And I love this colorway. It's probably one of my favorites. I already have a pair of socks in the classic sock base made out of this yarn. I just love how it knits up. You get like these really sort of gentle greens and then these lovely pops of red and orange. So this is new cast on, and this is in my Jenna Rose bag, which I love. And then my half and half was in my Loop bag from my local yarn store, The Loop. And my sweater is in my Fringe Town bag, which they don't make anymore. Actually, I don't think Fringe is making any bags anymore. So that is all the projects for my fleecy socks. I still have like almost half a skein left over. This is the thing where when you have small feet and you're short, there's always plenty of yarn left over. So yeah, so I am, I think that's it. I think that's all I got going on. So why don't we jump into acquisitions? So for starters, oh, actually, you know what, before we jump into that, because this is sort of related, I've got, I did get some new patterns because future knitting. Now, this one is from Church Mouse Yarns, and it is called the Sleeveless Slipover. And this goes, it's in 8 sizes and 4 lengths. And check this out. So I want to do this one, but you can see it comes in that length, and then you've got oops. So there's this length, then kind of more, what do they call this one, hip length, and then the tunic length, and then, oh yeah, geez, check this out. This would be great with tights, like, check that out. So you buy one pattern, you get 4 lengths. And I can really, honestly, I can definitely see me making these too. But this is my first plan, is to make that one. And the yarn I think I'm going to use for it is going to be one of the new acquisitions. So everything kind of falls together. So this is Illimani Sabri, and I'm going to put my glasses on if I can remember where I put them. So this is, I'm trying to remember if this actually had, this is color 56, but it's their dusky green color. And I mean, honestly, people, I love this. So the great thing about this yarn is that it is 85% organic cotton and 15% baby alpaca. So you get 437 yards. And I think, let's see how many yards you need for the, what do they call that? The crop length. Cropped length. I am going to say I will need, I'm going to say 620 just to be on the safe side. 620 yards. So I purchased 3 of these. Now, this is 437 yards, and I'm going to need 620. So I will need like about 200 yards out of this one, which will leave me about like over 600 yards left over, which is perfect because I was also thinking I'm gonna do the ranunculus, which is by Knit Cafe Midori. And I think everybody and their dog is making this or has made it. And it seems anytime somebody makes it, they'll make it multiple times because they love it. And it's great because you can do it again. You can do it like different lengths. You can go long sleeve. You can crop. You can do rolled hem. You can do like short sleeves, mid-length, long, crop length, longer length. It just seems so customizable, and you can do it in different yarn weights as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to do it in, I think I'm going to go with the smaller neckline, but the shorter, see if I can find a picture, but the short sleeve. I don't know if they get a picture. So, but it would basically be, so I'm going to do this neckline, but I'm going to do, I think, this sleeve length. And, but you can, it says a lace or light fingering weight yarn. So that's fine. That's what this is. Degree of transparency depends on the weight of the yarn. One size oversized in this pattern, and then there's separate modifications based on if you have like a larger bust, short sleeve or long sleeve, blah, 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 blah. So that's my plan. But see, the other thing is that, let's just put all this down here. I also bought and I couldn't decide on the color. So I got some of all the ones I wanted. And this is, here we go. So this is, if we can find it here, Sheep Soft, yes, which is a blend of premium heritage breed wools grown and spun in the UK. So this is 100% Masham and Blueface Leicester. I always want to say Leicester. It's Leicester. It just looks like it should be Leicester. So this is in Aysgarth Blue, and I bought 5 of this. So this is a 50-gram skein, 295 meters. It's a light fingering. And then I bought 5 of this one, which is Settle Heather. And then I also bought 3 of this one, which is Grassington Cactus. So I got 3 of this one. So the green, see, now here's the other thing. The green is what I was originally thinking of doing the ranunculus in, but then I thought if I do the ranunculus in this, it's kind of like I have 2 in green. So I could use that, but if I use that, like I really only need, I think for the ranunculus, where'd I put it now? There we are. Okay, so I would need about 438 is the smallest size. So I'm gonna guess around, around 500. So 2 of these could easily be done like the ranunculus. I think I should be able to get a ranunculus like literally using 2 of these. And that's the great thing about the ranunculus is it's pretty much almost a 1 skein thing. So if I did that, I would still have 3 of these left. And then I would have 5 of these, and then I would have 3 left of each of these. And I thought, wouldn't that make a lovely striped sweater? So I thought what I could do is do the stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry, which I've been wanting to do. But since I would have more of the blue left, I could go like blue, green, blue, heather, kind of like that. So that this would get striped between these ones. So it would sort of look like, let's do it this way. This is what it would sort of look like. I really like that actually. So I think maybe that's what I will do. I think I'll do that. Okay, so there we go. Future knitting plans. But that was not where the that's not where the shopping stopped. That was just where it got going. Those purchases were from, I had made them right before the last episode, and I think I mentioned in the last episode that I was going to pick them up that day. So that was from like 2 weeks ago. Then Hypothesis Yarn, which if you've watched this podcast for any length of time, you know is just like one of my absolute favorite hand dyers. And she had an update. And this is what I bought. Look at it. So this is actually There, this is all one color, and then this was added. But if you look, like, look how well these blend. Oh my God. So, I shouldn't take my glasses off. My hair's really aggravating me today. I just want to like clip it back. So this is there. This is her from her spring summer line. And this is called Lutra. So, which it's like a, I think the best way to describe this is as a smoky mauve. That's what, to me, that's like, what you can see these tones. Find a good spot here. Oh, actually here, if I can hold it up. You can kind of see like mauve and gray, and it's just, oh my God, it's just it's just stunning. It leaves me speechless. So this is in her 75-25 nylon, her smooth sock base. And honestly, oh my God. But this also, I mean, look at it. So this is Helvetica, and also in the smooth sock base. And honestly, when I hadn't bought them thinking to use them together, but when she sent them in the package, kind of like two, and then the Helvetica, and then one of the Lutra, so that they were all together, I was just like, oh my God, they do look fantastic together. So I think I may have to figure something out where I use all of these together. And what I suppose I could do is if I did the longer version of this, I could maybe somehow, I don't know if that would look right though, do a stripe in it. Anyways, I'm going to figure out something. I don't know what. What I could do is, because this is 463 yards, I think. So I would only need like 2.5 of these for a sweater. So I could take what I had left and this and make like a shawl with it. I think that might be what I do. So that was that one. But no, it doesn't stop there. I also, the other day, picked up some BC Garn Bio Balance, which I already have some in this color. I have a sweater's quantity in this. So this is silver. I picked up 4 of them. And it is 225 meters per 50 grams. So 225 meters would be like around 240 yards, maybe. I'm really bad at conversion math. But this is 55% pure organic wool and 45% pure organic cotton. So this would also make a wonderful ranunculus, or another one of these. You know the thing, look, no sleeve island. This would be such a quick knit. So I really want to cast that on. And there's a part of me that's like, it's getting to the point now, despite what I have on now, because it's a very cold gray day today. Despite that, we are getting into the warmer weather. So I'm not even going to be wearing the chevron sweater at this point after I finish it. So I kind of just want to jump in and put this on, because I'm starting to pull out kind of the spring summer dresses, and I love to just have a bit of a layering, especially where the office is usually kind of cold. I love the idea of being able to layer that or the ranunculus over that. over like those dresses, because it's usually just, I have some like tank dresses, some longer tank dresses, which for the office I would want something over it. And then I have a short sleeve dress, and actually I have a couple of short sleeve dresses that the blah sleeveless, what is this called anyway, sleeveless slip over would look really good with. So you know, I kind of want to jump in and start those. But my concern is that if I do that when I come back to finish, what if my gauge is a little different and it looks funky? So I think I'm just going to power through and try to finish the chevron pullover within the next week, and then move on to getting the ranunculus and the sleeveless slip over done. So that being that, I think, oh no, one last thing. So Lina magazine released their 52 weeks of shawls, and I had time to kind of flip through this last night, and I'm just, I really wish I could make like, look at that. Oh my gosh. They're so beautiful. I was going through going, I want to make that one. I want to make that one. I want to make that one. Like, they are so beautiful. Like this was the one I think was maybe at the top of my list. I absolutely love it. Like, look at the colors. I love it. I love it. So, that, oh yeah, and then there's that one, like, just so many. So yeah, so I got that as well. So, it was expensive, but I bought, with the exception of the Hypothesis yarn, all of the yarn was bought at my local yarn store, which, given that, you know, they have, with lockdown, the shops being closed to kind of like walk-in traffic, you know, and it's hard for small businesses. Like, they've got to be struggling. And you know what? I don't want my local yarn store to struggle. So I'm just going to do my part and buy all the yarn. So, you know how they say, if you can help, or help where you can. This is how I can help. And it's really a win-win. So, you know, I'm feeling good about it. So that is everything. This feels like it's going to be a long one. So yeah, so other than, what else is going on? Oh, I'm still doing the Couch to 5K, which was kind of inspired by my friend Michelle, who's one of my author friends, and Hannah from Corner of Craft, who's got the hashtag Corner of Cardio. She's doing the Couch to 5K as well. So I thought, you know what? I've been really, I've been trying to get in the habit of working out at home, but other than yoga, which I've been doing most days, I'm finding it really hard to get motivated to do anything else. So I thought this would kind of be a good way to do something from a cardio perspective, and then hopefully that will then also get me to get back into the strength training, which was always my go-to, and I've been really lazy about it. And I have to say, when I'm running, I can honestly feel like I cannot feel my glutes. It's like my glutes are fast and hard asleep, and I cannot wake them up. So I really have to get back to the strength training, because you kind of need your glutes when you run. So I have been doing that. Today will be my day 3 of week 2. I'm finding it hard, and I used to train to run 10Ks, which granted was probably about, I'm going to say 7 years ago was the last time I did that, maybe. So it's not like I was running before the pandemic and now it's hard. It's been quite a few years, but it's kind of annoying how hard it is when you're running like 2-minute intervals and you're dying by the end of it. You're waiting for that walk for 2 minutes to come and you're like, please, before I die. So, but I haven't stopped. I've managed to get through all the intervals and not like cop out and stop early. So, hopefully, I asked my friend Michelle, like, when does it start getting easier? And she says, once you can do a 5-minute interval, it starts to get better. So I think that's like 3 weeks away. So anyways, I am still doing that. We're really not doing anything else because we're in full-on lockdown, and they're asking everybody to stay in their community. So technically we could go to the Schooner House because for the weekend because it is within the HRM, but they're saying they don't want you to, like, if this is the grocery store you shop at, kind of just go to that grocery store. Don't be going to this grocery store and then go to this one over here, and then like try to restrict where you're going when you're shopping for essentials. So I don't want to like be shopping like here in our neighborhood and then have to go and then be shopping down like half an hour away, and just to be safe. So we've decided during the lockdown part, my husband will go out there, like drive out, check the house, make sure everything's okay, and drive back without stopping anywhere. But we're not going to go down there and kind of like be shopping in that community, because when you go down, you need groceries, or even we usually take our groceries with us, but there's always something that you're going to need, when you're down there. So we've just decided that for now, we're just going to stay here, which is good because I have to do a shop update. So for the next few weekends, I'm going to be dyeing yarn on the weekends, which I can't do down there. So that is about all of the news. That's all that's going on. So this has actually gone over an hour right now. So I'm going to let you guys go so that I can get this edited and uploaded, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully have some new things on the needles, some old things off the needles. We'll see what happens with the half and half wrap. The adventure continues. And until then, happy knitting, stay safe, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.